Alright, YouTubers, what's happening? We're looking at the Kizer pinch today. I previously did a video on this. I was going to release it, and then I decided to wait because I hadn't really carried it and used it a lot. But I was going to make a video because when this knife came to me, it's a slip joint, right? It's, non-locking. It locks by a detent, or not locks, but it's held in place by a detent. The pivot was really loose, and so the detent was pretty much non-existent. And while using this knife, it almost closed on my hand. So I was like, nope, bad design, don't do it. I decided to tighten the pivot, which has made a difference, but I still haven't changed my opinion too much as far as slip joints are concerned. As far as and this is not anything against the manufacturing. It's a well-made knife. It's got nice burlap micarta scales, N690 blade. It's not very slicey. It could be thinner behind the edge for a slip joint, and it's got a pocket clip, which I do like on slip joints, but wanted to give it some time. So after tightening the pivot, this has gotten better. There is resistance there. As you know, this is open design, no back spring. Very, very similar to this guy here, the MBK Easy Open or something like that, whatever it's called. Honestly, I can't off the top of my head remember, but this is like a flipper, but it has the same kind of detent slip joint, and there's no back spring, no half stop, no nothing like that. So an interesting design. In fact, I'm going to tighten the pivot on this one a little bit. The pivot on this one especially comes loose all the time because you're flipping it. And if the pivot gets loose on this design, it actually has a lot of impact on how stiff, how well the blade, I keep wanting to say lock. It doesn't lock, obviously it's a slip joint, but it keeps the blade open and not from closing on your hand. There's some safety concerns here with this type of design. If you look at like a traditional, here's a Swiss Army knife, there is no half stop, but there is a back spring, and you can just hear how it snaps into place, and it's just, you can give it a lot of wiggle and it's not going to shut on you very easily, whereas this, you give it a lot of wiggle, you can see it's already closing, and there's no snap really when you open it. I think I might have the camera too zoomed in. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, I don't love the design of the detent. I don't think the detent slip joint is a great idea. It works pretty well on this flipper. There's no way you could get a flipper and a slip joint without doing this type of design, right? So that's kind of cool there. But on this design, kind of your more traditional two-handed open slip joint, I would much rather just see a back spring. The Kizer Zip Slip is a really good slip joint. If you want a modern slip joint, it comes in G10 and titanium, has a good lock, not lock, but a back spring, has good, it's not going to close on you, kind of like this Swiss Army knife, right? I just prefer this back spring, I think, more on slip joints. I think it gives you more stability. It's not going to shut on you very easily without you really pressing on it. I mean, again, you're not going to use these knives for hard-use things, but I was just cutting cardboard with it, which wasn't, not really a hard-use thing. So other than that, I like the look of the knife. I like that they're using micarta. Like I said, it could be thinner behind the edge. It's not very thin. Most slip joints, like traditional knives, are very thin, very slicey. If you're looking like GEC, even Swiss Army knives. Yeah, this is not even 20 thousandths. It's like 20, oh my gosh, it keeps slipping off. 25 thousandths, something 23 thousandths. That's pretty thick for a slip joint. So, overall, not a huge fan of the Kizer pinch. Like the micarta, love that companies are doing that. If you want a micarta knife, the Civivi Elementum locking flipper from Civivi is a great choice, and you get some nice brown natural micarta D2 blade steel, similar in size, and it's a locking blade. If you can't have a locking blade, then I recommend a myriad of other slip joints. Something from GC, something from Case even, a Swiss Army knife, the Kizer Zip Slip's a better choice. I mean, there's just better choices out there, I feel, for a modern slip joint. So that's my final diagnosis on this, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. See you in the next video.